everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Marketing Brew. I'm Rashi, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host TJ.
Hey guys, how are you doing today? So today, I think that Rashi has to say a lot about this video, so why don't you go ahead?
Sure, why not? Well, a lot of our friends, some people of our family, and a lot of the other people that we know working in, the world of digital marketing and social media more specifically, they were picking on our brains and really wanted to know our thoughts on some of the commonly asked questions. And they wanted to learn to, navigate the ways of digital marketing, and they have a lot of questions for us, basically. So what we did is we tried to combine everything down in 7 questions, and we will be answering those in today's video. And we really hope that you guys get the answers that you wanted, and we're able to help you through these 7 questions. And yeah, some of them are really great, they're interesting. So without wasting any more time, let's dive straight into those questions.
Yeah, let's go. So, first question, what is the most effective digital marketing strategy right now? What
Do you want to go first?
You go first.
Well, you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I think influencer marketing. A lot of people are going to say, oh no, it's going to be paid ads, search engine optimization, so on and so forth. I, as a consumer, really rely on face value. I want to know what the brand is all about, what the story is, where it's coming from, and is it being perceived in the same way as the other people just like me? Like as a part of the larger demographic, do we have the same feeling about this product or service? And you know who does that best? An influencer will do it best.
Yeah.
I don't mean to say that I get influenced very easily, I don't, which is why I exactly like this, because it just goes to show that marketing can have so much power over a person who wants to use their rationality. They want to refer to the practical facts, but they will buy something as long as, the influencer is doing out the research, they're doing everything in the right way, and the product, actually has a great value.
Yeah, I think that if I'm a huge fan of some influencer, I would like to follow in their footsteps and try to be like them. It's just natural, it's human nature, you can't ignore that.
But do you prefer influencer marketing as the best form of digital marketing strategy?
I think it's actually subjective if you ask
It is,
me.
of course, subjective.
Depends upon
Yeah.
the situation where you want to use it, but according to me the content marketing according to me is very useful when it comes, because you can sell a product without actually selling a product. If you
True.
want to word it that way. So
That's interesting.
yeah, so I saw a YouTube video recently where a person was just sharing their own day-to-day schedule, and in that 5-minute video, he basically promoted six to 7 products. I'm not sure exact number from, like, for example, like I wake up, I use this moisturizer, this thing for my skincare. That's one. Then he was like, oh, you know what? I have a pet. I used to have this as a product to care, to basically provide
Like for pet care?
pet
Okay.
care. And then he goes down to his car, and then he's like, you know what? I have this company's camera holder or something. So it's a
Storytelling.
it's actually a storytelling without, like I said, it's actually selling a product without selling a product. So it's so natural, you won't even feel it if done correctly. So I think that content marketing can really influence you.
I love that answer. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next question. How do I measure the ROI of my digital marketing? Asked by Ritik AX07.
Okay. So how do I measure the return on investment on my digital marketing campaign? Well, there's various ways. I think there's a lot of there's a lot of digital marketing terms that we can use for this. So of course your KPIs is going to be one, your clicks are going to be one, your engagement is going to be another important technique. I think for myself, what I love the absolute most for return on engagement when it comes to measuring how well my content is doing, especially because I on a day-to-day basis, I think I'm going to stick to this point and I'm going to leave the rest to you. I can speak to this because in my day-to-day life as a marketer, I do create a lot of content almost every single day, and my main job is to monitor the engagement that these pieces of content have on different social media platforms. I think the more people engage with my content, that's the best return on investment for me. Oh, also another thing for me is how many new followers am I bringing to my social media page through my content. So what I do is I actually take out at least 30 minutes a day, which is crazy. I know I'm crazy like that, but I take out 30 minutes a day and I look at how many people actually liked my post, loved my post, or they commented on my post. And you will not believe this, but to my surprise, every single day I find out at least 2 to 3 people who have never visited my page. Of course, these are organic followers. They're liking that post, and I will ultimately target those people, send them, customized messages, of course, because my social marketing, media marketing is somehow linked to business development. That's a different link altogether. Anyways, I will target those people. Those people not only become new leads for me as a marketer, but they also then start following my entire page in return. So for me, it's going to be engagement, these different forms of engagement.
Yeah, cool. I like that
Yeah.
answer. So for me, Ritik, actually, you didn't mention which kind of digital marketing campaign is it. It is a PPC campaign, like advertisement campaign, or is it like a social media campaign? It is like a content marketing campaign, or like a media buying campaign?
Email marketing campaign.
Yeah, so it basically depends upon each scenario. For example, if you think that it's a PPC campaign, then you can definitely see how many leads you're getting out of it, or whatever your call to action is. It could be views, it could be basically engagement, like you said.
Yes.
So you have to figure out which marketing campaign is it. For email, it could be your open rate. It could be a
Oh
quick,
yeah, I think for email marketing, the engagement is usually very less because it depends. People don't usually get that much time.
most of them land in spam. So
Yes, that's correct. So that's another thing. Do your research, guys.
yeah. So let's come down to the third question. What role does SEO play in digital marketing, and how can I improve my ranking?
I love SEO.
Like SEO?
I love SEO so much, and I think SEO is so much more than just playing around with keywords. I think in the world of SEO, less is more.
Yeah.
That phrase has been going around in our channel for the longest time ever. But I think the one takeaway is less is more, guys. So whether again, so it's SEO in digital marketing, right? So let's say if you're designing a campaign, like the previous question, if you are trying to market a new product or a service, even if you're trying to design a web page, or if you're just trying to write a new blog on your channel, always make sure that you're writing less. You're making use of all of those keywords. Another important thing is using hashtags. I think people have forgotten that hashtags are really useful. I don't see people using a lot of hashtags anymore,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny, and I don't know why that's happening, but do not make it lose its essence, because I will literally see my post pop up when I'm looking for anything random, as long as the same keyword is there. It will come up somewhere on that search engine. You have to make sure you're being regular with it. You are being super punctual with that habit. Yeah. How about yourself when it comes to SEO?
I think that in SEO, there's actually a huge benefit because companies save a lot of budget. They don't have to spend on like a huge amount of budget on marketing inorganically, I would say, and it's all organic. All of the engagement you get, all of the clicks you get, all of the people who are going through your content, it's all organic. So they're gonna be true die-hard fans of your content, and that's what you should actually look for when you're marketing to them. And now you're coming to the second part. Yeah.
And
go ahead.
just sorry, I
It's
don't
okay,
want
go
to
ahead.
cut you, but I think another important role that SEO plays in digital marketing is you're just a product or a brand out there, right? Which is basically, I'm not going to say it's going to exist in vacuum, but it's basically existing in a virtual world. It's not possible for every person to come in contact with every influencer or every brand in a real life situation. So what SEO does for you is it provides your brand, your identity with authentication.
True.
That's the reason you need to invest your time and energy in SEO. The more authenticity your brand has behind itself, the better it is going to do in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the major thing in SEO. You have to be authentic. And now you're coming to your second part of the question is how can I improve my ranking? Is basically, I don't know if this rule still exists, but when I was doing SEO, it used to help me a lot. So whatever words you're writing the content for it, and there's a basic rule that 1 to 3% of your keywords that you have should be there in per 1,000 words.
Correct.
So per 1,000 words you write in your SEO, at least there should be 1 to 3% of your keywords in that. It could be more, but the more keywords you add in there, the Google bots or basically the people who scroll through your page.
The crawls, the
Yeah.
Google crawls,
Yeah, so they're just gonna register it as spam, and that's the point. It won't be authentic as well.
Exactly. So if you're designing a web page, you're writing the title, the mega description, anything, make sure it's 150 characters or less. Actually, make sure it's less than 150 characters, because I'm sure if you know what your brand stands for, you will be able to describe it in that much word limit or less. and you have to use your keywords in there. So when those Google spiders crawl through your website, they know exactly who you are and what it is that you're doing. Yeah.
So
That's
let's
all.
move on to the next question. How can I use social media to generate leads and sales?
Well,
So a lot of ways.
that's a very heavy question, and I mean, we apologize in advance because we will not be able to do full justice to
Yeah.
it. So we have decided actually to keep the next video that's going to be social media and lead generation through social media. That's actually the next video that's coming up. But I mean, let's try to answer it in a few lines.
Go ahead.
I would say social media these days basically exists to generate leads and sales. We talked about affiliate marketing in our last video, which was the power of influencer marketing. You have these influencers who are marketing your product through different platforms. They also have their codes. You have TikTok shops, you have Instagram shops. Everything is interlinked. You go on one platform, you use a code, you go onto the shop, you use that code, you make the purchase. That's it. That's basically it. You're getting influenced on social media, you end up making a transaction.
Yeah, and I think that people don't realize it, but people who are actually consuming the content, that they consume the content as the basis of entertainment, they think that they're getting entertained, but they're actually converting to customers, I would say.
Of course, yes. And it's sometimes we think that, oh, what is this advertisement? I don't understand the message behind it. But somewhere somebody is getting influenced. And I think if I'm doing a campaign, every person coming in touch of that campaign is a possible lead for me, is a possible customer. And as an effective marketer, if I have to call myself one, I am going to do everything in my power to make sure that the people that are coming into the touch point, I am getting back to them at the right time, at the right window, to make sure I can get something out of them.
Makes sense?
Yeah, and actually it's a pretty long process, but we tried to give you the gist of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically all it is.
Cool. Now, coming down to the next question, is email marketing still relevant and how can I make it work?
I love that question.
Like I said, go ahead, be my guest.
Okay, so let me answer it in two parts. Is it still relevant? Yes. Unlike popular opinion, you're laughing. Do you think the other way around?
No, absolutely not. I think that depends upon how you're doing email marketing. If you're just continuously putting random email addresses you got from Rocket Reach or
Straight to spam. Straight to spam.
exactly, so you're gonna waste a lot of budget in that. Email marketing should be done to basically your current customers if you want to do that.
That's correct. And I think as a brand, or again, whoever you are out there who's doing marketing for themselves, if you have a certain product, you have a customer, make sure that whoever's coming to your website, an existing customer or a potential lead, you have to do you do your homework, do your research to make it effective. You make them into proper list, customized segments. Make sure you send each segment their relevant email. That's the only way you're going to make sure that they actually open your email. Again, the click rate or the click-through rate, that's how you get a higher rate on that and a higher engagement rate. You send them information that's relevant to them. Maybe send them a discount code for a product that they already purchased, or the accessories to a product that they already purchased. They're more likely to do that. If you send a makeup, for example, a customer bought a makeup product from you, you send them a 10% off discount code for an electric appliance. Sorry, I'm not interested. I know it's a discount code, but I'm not going to use it.
True. So you really have to be aware of your audiences. It's actually useful for retargeting your current audience.
Yes.
If-
Re-engagement.
yeah. If a company is a makeup brand, like you said, and if a person bought, like for example, something for their skincare, you might actually sell them something for their makeup, like lipstick or something. That would basically make sense because they're interrelated to each other.
They are interrelated, and you already know this customer is interested.
That's
They care
about it.
about their skin. So if they're doing a morning skincare routine, they will probably do an evening skincare routine, right? It's as simple
There you
as
go,
that.
double your budgets, but not just to random people.
There you go.
So
Well-
coming to the next one, what's the difference between organic and paid traffic, and which is more important?
I'm going to let you answer that one first.
Organic and paid traffic. Paid traffic is just something, for example, buying people's time and attention. But organic is something that people put their time and attention to it. To basically, people made effort to see your content or something you're selling it for.
Very nice. Very
So-
nicely put. Yeah.
that's how you go about it. And which is more important, I think, the organic.
Organic, any day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think that organic audience is gonna stay with you for a longer time than the paid ones. Because when your campaign ends, when the budget goes, they will stop. Those people will stop reaching out to you, and basically you also will stop reaching out to the people because Facebook will be like, or Google will be like, add
Yeah.
more money.
True. And I think it's also very important to understand here that you cannot basically be resistant to either one of those. You cannot say that, oh, we only want to do paid marketing or we only want to, engage in organic marketing. There needs to be a very healthy and effective balance between the two at all times. Sometimes a brand might not be doing so well. Like, for instance, I don't want to name this luxury brand, but I observed, like, in the past 2 or 3 years, they were not doing so well. Like the products, the clothing, the bags that they were coming out with. It's almost as if the brand was confused. They did not know which demographic to reach to exactly. But then recently they hired a new designer and suddenly the brand is so much more desirable and attractive. What's basically attributing to their success is they did a huge push on paid marketing.
Okay.
They did a huge paid push, and once people got to know about them through the paid advertising, people became organic influencers of that brand.
Got you.
So I think it's of course organic is better any day. I love the fact that you have organic traffic coming up to you, but if you have to do a paid push to get organic traffic in the long run, why not?
Paid marketing is actually very useful to brands that are new. But
yes, exactly.
if a brand that's already existing has a good name, and this I've seen them spending $1 million on marketing just for no reason.
I know,
If they're
and-
established brand.
And in this competitive industry where thousands of brands are existing, how are you going to make a name for yourself? You have to make a push. You have to do something that's paid in order to just gain a slight window of observation.
Actually, I would suggest that if companies start to listen to their audiences instead of making the audience listen to them through paid push, that would be
Yeah.
better.
I know, because there are so many times that I see a campaign or an advertisement and I'm like, if only the brand invested this much money in the quality of their product, it would have been so much nicer.
Yeah, they won't even need the paid push.
I know. Well, there needs to be a healthy balance, and you know our thoughts about it now.
So next question, how does
Our
AI...
last question, guys.
Yes. How does AI impact digital marketing, and should I be using AI tools? Do you think?
Of course, I'm all for it, but I'll let you explain a little bit of your thoughts first.
I think that you should be using AI tools to a certain extent, not all of it. Because
Of course.
if it's just like it's gonna make your campaign more or less authentic.
Yeah, it's going to be very mundane, like
Yeah.
everybody is using the same kind of language, same kind of expressions. Okay, so when it comes to AI, I always say use artificial intelligence. It's great, so much potential. It's going to save you so much time, so much energy, so much resources, but put your brain to it. Use AI with your brain. So if AI is designing something for you, even if maybe you're having a mental block, marketers have that so much. I have it so. Just go to AI, ask them for certain guidance, certain strategies, maybe like a sketch. I don't know, maybe like a framework. Put your brain into it and create something that's unique.
That's what I was about to say, and I think that as a musician, I sometimes
yes.
feel that there's a certain mental block that exists, and it's not just me; it's every creative person on this planet. They're after doing a certain thing for a long period of time, you just don't know where to go, and AI helps in that. I do sometimes get my own content ideas from AI, but
Yeah.
I just get them and I try to interpret them in my own way. I don't use any other thing. Like, for example, I'll just get a topic and I'll basically go around them. I don't ask AI to basically create me a script
Yeah.
or get me edit my videos or something. I
Because
don't.
then it's basically limiting your thought process.
I'm just gonna
in a
look
lot
like-
of- in some ways, right?
I'm just gonna look like everyone else. So that's not what you want. If you really want to stand out of the crowd, you should use AI, but to a certain extent, not all of it.
Use AI only to the point where it gives you power, not where it takes the power away from you.
There you go.
Right?
Perfectly framed.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm trying to, make a demographic for a certain product, or maybe like maybe I'm trying to create, what do you call that? I'm trying to get some popular or some general insights on the product of what the market, let's say what the industry insights are, what do people generally feel about a product. Then I can use AI because I don't have to spend, tens of hours opening hundreds of tabs and reading different articles and stuff like that. Of course I should, so I know exactly who's saying what, but I would get a general idea. Okay, this is the way people feel about this right now, and this is exactly what I should not be doing.
Exactly. Basically, to summarize things, and if you have less time to do something, use it, but not use it for your research purposes if you want to do that.
Yeah.
That would be better. But using that research, you should not be doing that.
Use it to save your money, and it's never going to make you more money, I think.
Yeah, just like I have to research about a certain topic, I would get it from AI, but to actually do something about that topic, I would not use it.
I know, that's true. Well, yeah, that was actually all of the questions that we had for you guys today. We loved recording this podcast. I think it was super great.
Yeah.
Really gave us a chance to just sit down and discuss, all of these different thoughts and ideas that are going around. And we really hope you had some good takeaways from this podcast. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.
And we'll also do like another Q&A. Just post your questions in the comments or just directly DM it to us. And we would like to address it in the future videos. So yeah, that's about it. All right,
Thank you guys.
See you next
Take
time.
care.
Bye.
Bye.